In this session, we will see module and ports. Okay. So very first thing is, what is module? Module is a basic building block of Verilog design. Okay, it's a very basic building block of Verilog design. So it is like a container in which we keep our complete code. So it is like a container. Inside the container, we will keep our complete code. Okay, so think about a black box. So suppose this is the black box. Okay, this is black box, and here you have two input, A and B. If you apply this two input, this black box will perform some operation and it will give you the output here. Okay, so the black box is our module. So this will be the our module, and this will be our port. So this is the complete module, this will be the port, and this will be the port. So input and output, you have two port, and then this is the complete module. Okay, just for the visualization you can think in this manner. So inside the box you have like this, but from outside we only care about what goes inside and what comes outside. So if you see here, so in this box we won't care about what is inside. So from the outside we will only care about what the things it is going inside and what the things it is coming outside. So that's why the idea of port. The idea of port is, this is the module, basic module syntax. If you see, yeah, I told you, right? Whatever the things it is going inside, that will be the input port, and whatever the things it is coming outside, that will be the output port. So we'll see the syntax, basic syntax, how it is look like. So here the syntax will be, first you have module, and then you have n module. So first you will write module, and then you will write en module. After module, you have to give the module name. This is the module name, and then you have to inside the parenthesis. This is called parenthesis or small bracket, you can say anything. So in a programming world, we are calling it as a parenthesis. So this is a parenthesis. Inside that you have to pass the all ports. This is the input port of this module, and this is the output port of this module. So this is the things which is going inside, and this is coming outside, and then this is the logic which we wrote here. So let's see in a more detailed manner, what is this, what is that. So I told you module, and then here you have module, and this is the module name. Okay, if you talk about the module part, this is the module, and this is the module. You can remove this. This is the module, and this is the module name. So from here you have started creating one block, and you say I am creating a hardware block called this AND gate. Okay, you are going to create a hardware block with the name of AND gate. Then you have something called as input. What are the inputs? So this is the module, this is the input A and input B. These are signal coming into the module. So this is the input port, and then you have output port. So this is the only signal which is going outside the module. So this is the signal going out of the module. Then you have n module. You can delete one thing. Okay, and it's tell Verilog. This tells Verilog the module end here. So this is the, after writing n module, you are telling to the Verilog that the module ends here. Okay, now you understood the module. What is the module? Now we will see about what is port. So port are the connection point through which one module communicate the outside world or another module. You got it, right? What is the definition is? Port are the connection points through which one module communicate with the outside world or another module. So think the analogy is, think about the USB device. So in your laptop, USB port is there, right? So in that you connect something, and you connect your mobile phone one side with the data cable. Now that port is what it is doing, it is connecting your laptop to your mobile. So similarly, this port also can communicate outside world, or it can communicate with the other module also, right? So this will be the port. The device performs some in this analogy, the device performs some internal operation, but the communication happen through port. Okay. Similarly, you see this is the module. Then you have input port, output port. Okay. So let's understand what type of port which we have. So total we have three types of port. Okay, what are the types? First is input port. A signal comes into the module. The signal which is coming towards the module, that is input port. Okay. A signal which is going out of the module, that is output port. So another type of port is output port. First is input port, second is output port, and third is in out port. Signal can travel signal can travel both direction, means it can go in and it can come out also. That signal you have to declare using in out data. Okay, so this data can go to the module and it can come out of the module. But this, when you are saying output and then you are saying y, so this y should every time come out from the module. It can never go inside the module. It can never go inside the module, but it can go into the module. If you use the input and then a, this a signal should every time go into the module, should comes into the module. Okay, there is nothing like a confusion things. Then the question is, why do we need module? Okay, you have seen, right, what is module. Then you have seen, right, what is after module you have ports. But the question is, why do we need it? So suppose you are designing a CPU, you are going to design a complete CPU. You don't want one giant Verilog file containing everything. Like in CPU you have so many things, right? You have ALU, register file, control unit. You are not, never want to keep all these files into one module. You cannot keep all these things into the single module. So you will make a separate module for ALU, separate block for register file, then separate block for control unit. Then you will combine all these blocks in one block and you will come up with the CPU. So that will be the best way to develop a design, to make a design. So here you will have module ALU, then register module, then control unit module. Then we can connect them together and we will come up with a bigger CPU module. So this what this gives us? This gives us modularity, reusability. If we want to use this ALU in other design, we can use it because it is a separate module. Okay, easier to debug also. So you know, right, when you found any bug in ALU, you will go in ALU module. Easier to verification also. Yes, we will verify separately each block and then we will combine and then we will verify combined block. Then easier to maintenance. So all these things it makes easier. So that's why we will use module. Now we have another thing, that is module instantiation. This is a separate concept, module instantiation. So suppose we already created one module. Suppose this is the AND gate which we created. Now if we want in future, if we want to use this AND gate anywhere in design, then we have to instantiate this module into whatever the design which we are going to create. Suppose I am going to create another module, that is like AND or module, AND gate module, OR gate module. So inside the OR gate module I can instantiate this AND gate module, and I don't have to declare this whole things in which module, AND OR gate module. Okay, so it will make reusable. So using the instantiation concept, we can reuse this in other design. So you see here we are creating another module top. Here we declare wire. What is this? I will tell you each and everything. This is a data type, y data type. Then here we are instantiating that EVA module. So to instantiate, what we are doing, I will tell you. There are three ways to instantiate one module into another module. So